The father who walked into school and discovered his daughter's silent pain. Armin Ahmed lived a life most people would describe as responsible. He woke up before the sun, rushed through traffic, drowned himself in paperwork, and came home long after his daughter, Hiba, had fallen asleep. He loved his family deeply, but love without presence becomes a kind of loneliness. His wife, Aisha, had tried to tell him many times that Hiba was struggling in school, quiet, withdrawn, not as cheerful as before. But Armin always answered with the same excuse. I'm doing all this for her. One morning, while tying her shoelaces, Hiba looked up with soft eyes and whispered something he almost didn't hear. Abu, can you come to my school during lunchtime? Just today. She said it shyly, as if she expected him to refuse. Something inside Armin twisted. He saw sadness behind her smile. Something she was trying hard to hide. In that moment, Armin realized he had been losing pieces of her childhood, one missed moment at a time. He took a deep breath, pressed his hand over his heart, and said slowly, Yes, my princess. I'll be there. I promise. Hiba's face lit up like 1,000 lanterns in the dark. She hugged him tightly, and for the first time in months, he felt truly needed. That promise would soon show him a truth he never imagined. All morning, Armin tried to work, but his mind wandered back to Hiba. Why had she sounded so fragile? Why was she afraid to ask him? He remembered the nights she waited at the window, the untouched bedtime storybook, and the drawings she left on the dining table. Drawings of a family smiling together. Drawings he was never part of. He felt guilt creeping in. 11:45 a.m. He stood up abruptly. Sir, I need to step out for an hour, he told his boss. His boss frowned deeply. Ahmed, your performance is slipping. You're pushing your luck. But Armin didn't care anymore. Today was for his daughter. That he rushed out of the office, heart pounding, not because he was late, but because he had no idea what awaited him at school. Meanwhile, at school, little Hiba sat alone in class, tapping her fingers nervously. She had packed an extra lunchbox, one she had made with her mother, because today her father was coming. But a group of kids whispered from behind her. No one is coming for her again. She always eats alone. She's too quiet. Maybe her dad doesn't care. Hiba lowered her eyes. Her throat tightened. She just wanted one day, one lunchtime, to feel normal. And she hoped today. When Armin reached the school gates, he felt a strange heaviness in his chest. He saw parents walking in with warm lunches, cheerful smiles, and excited children running up to them. But where was Hiba? He walked through the corridors slowly, listening to the laughter echoing from the cafeteria. When he stepped inside, his heart sank. Children sat with their parents, talking, laughing, sharing food. But at the far end of the hall, on a small plastic chair, sat Hiba, completely alone. Her small lunchbox lay unopened. Her head was lowered. Her eyes stared at her hands. Armin froze. For a moment, he couldn't breathe. He watched as two girls walked past her table and whispered, There she is, the lonely girl again. Hiba heard it. She didn't react. She was used to it. Armin felt something break inside him. Sharp and merciless, he whispered, My daughter, my little girl. He had thought his absence only affected him. He never imagined it made her an easy target for loneliness. His hands trembled as he walked toward her. Before Armin could call out to her, he noticed something else, something more painful than loneliness. Hiba gently opened her lunchbox and took out 2 portions of food. One was hers. The second one was meant for him. She placed it carefully across the table, like she was setting a place for someone important. Then she whispered to herself, Maybe he's busy. Maybe he'll still come. Armin felt his feet turn to stone. He saw hope flickering in her eyes. Hope she kept alive despite being disappointed so many times before. And then, as if to protect herself from heartbreak, she added quietly, It's okay, Abu. I understand. Armin couldn't take it anymore. He stepped forward and said softly, voice breaking, Princess, I'm here. Hiba blinked, stunned. Her eyes widened. Her small hands shook. Abu? You came. Armin knelt down, pulled her into a tight embrace, and whispered, I'm sorry I ever made you wait. Tears rolled down her cheeks, tears of relief, love, and something deeper than words. And at that moment, every child in the cafeteria fell silent, watching the emotional reunion. As they sat together and ate the lunch she had lovingly prepared, Armin saw the cracks in her world that he had ignored for too long. He learned that she often sat alone at lunch. Some children teased her for having a father who never showed up. She avoided group activities because she felt invisible. Her grades had slipped, not from incompetence, but from emotional weight. She never told him because she didn't want to burden him. Every revelation stabbed Armin like a blade. Did he realize that while he thought he was working to build a future, he had been silently damaging the present? The challenge was clear. He needed to repair the bridge between him and his daughter, a bridge built on love, time, and presence. But he also needed to help her rebuild her confidence, her sense of belonging, and her joy. It wouldn't be easy, but a father's love is stronger than every challenge. That day marked the beginning of Armin's transformation. He spoke with her teacher. He understood her struggles. He arranged after-school bonding time. He reshaped his work hours to be home earlier. He helped her make friends. He attended every event, every activity, every parent meeting. Slowly, Hiba blossomed. She laughed more. She studied better. She smiled without hiding it. One afternoon, she told him, "Abu, I'm not the lonely girl anymore." Armin felt tears rise, but this time, they were tears of pride. That he realized that success at work meant nothing if he failed at home. One evening, while cleaning her school bag, Armin found a folded note inside. It was written in Hiba's handwriting. It read, "If Abu doesn't come today, it's okay. I will still love him, but I hope one day he knows how much I need him." Armin held the paper to his chest, shaking. He vowed to never let her feel unseen again. And from that day forward, he didn't just become a better father. He became her anchor, her supporter, her safe place. Years later, when Hiba graduated as the top student of her class, she stood at the stage and said, "I want to thank the man who changed my life, not by giving me money, but by giving me time. My father, my hero." Armin cried openly in front of hundreds of people because he knew she was right. That he didn't save her. They saved each other. And he learned the most important lesson. Children don't need perfect parents. They just need present ones. Final message for viewers, call to action. Sparkles, dear viewers, did this story touch your heart? Please comment below what part made you emotional. Your words truly support the channel. And if you want more inspiring and meaningful stories, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Be Kind Always, where every story reminds us that a little kindness can change a life. Be kind always, Red Heart.